Tito, oh we want enter Momo. I better maths, I better physics, I better arts. So how can I help you? Momo, Widikum, Bifang.
Oh yeah.
Anji Anjei. You can call me Wams. Wazono. Get a glass of palm wine because we are meeting someone very exceptional, especially that is a very young person who believes that Momo Division can be different, who believes that Widikum can be different, who believes that Bifang can be different. We are meeting Barrister Daba Kleinaw, a youth leader from Momo Division. Barrister, we are glad to come to your residence for this in-depth interview.
A pleasure, Chef.
You want to say hello in the dialect?
Of course, I should.
Yes.
Mumtalo Widikum. Welka wanmu musa Daba Kleinaw Menka. Wangon. Oani la Widikum. Lukongi bongi watuli. It's very important. You know, all geared to the progress, the prosperity, and the greatness of our land.
So, if you are somewhere around the Widikum market, somewhere around Bifang, somewhere around Benguimbon Park, Andek, Njikwa, wherever you are, this concerns us. Get a glass of palm wine because we are in for 1 hour of very in-depth conversation that is going to help to give you a clue of what the nearest future about Momo Division, Widikum subdivision, and Bifang district, I don't know if that's how you call it, is going to look like. Barrister, let's get to it. Many have known you, seen your face, they like your fine face. Many have heard about your name, but they have not gotten to match the face to the name. Barrister Daba Kleinaw. The name sounds so musical. Who is Barrister beyond the law that we know that you're practicing?
Okay, Wams, I would like us to set the title of Barrister apart.
Okay.
And focus on other things that matter.
Okay.
I'm Daba Kleinaw Menka. I'm from Bifang village, Bussam clan, Widikum subdivision. I was born in Baliga many years ago.
Baliga, okay.
Yes, I grew up in Buda, where I attended my elementary school, government bilingual primary school in Buda. Later on, I went to GBHS Bengui, where I had my advanced levels in the sciences. Then people get to ask me questions. How did you switch from being a science student to currently being a lawyer and politician? Later on, I went to the University of Yaoundé 2, SWA, where I earned my bachelor's degree in law and political science. And I'm currently enrolled in the University of Douala in the Common Law Department on the Faculty of Law and Political Science, and where I am about to defend my master's in business, corporate, and finance. So that is it. So
it's quite rich. For those who didn't know, it's a mosaic of what the typical Cameroonian should be. Buddha and all around those places. In your school in Bengui, that shows that you surely understand what the true values of a grassroots person is. We shall be looking at the relevance of that in the course of this interview. If you're just tuning in, we are going to be together for 1 hour. This interview is going to be in 3 segments. My name is Anji Anjei. You can call me Wams. Barrister, first of all, most of the influential leaders in the world have a background in law. Was it by choice? Why did you choose that call?
Well, I forgot to mention in my introduction that I'm not only an advocate, I'm also an entrepreneur, and I'm also a clergy. And aside that, I am an action-oriented and results-driven politician. Well, while I was growing up, my dad, who happens to be of late desert memory, really encouraged me to join the medical field because he was a senior medical practitioner. It was so interesting. I followed him because he was my dad. He gave me all the advice that I needed, and it went so well until after I had my advanced level. I realized that I was gradually getting attracted to anything that had to do with policy making and leadership. That was where everything changed. And so my dad, a bit frustrated at that time, but who had no choice, had to support me. It was something he told me. He said, if tomorrow you regret this, know that it is on you. But before he passed on, he was so proud of me. Because not only did I study law, but I caused my entire family, all those who came after me, I inspired them, and they're all practicing law today.
So we're going to pick it from there. Your father, you talk about him so passionately, and I did some research. Agwu George is not just it's a household name in Bifang especially, and in Widikum in particular, in Momo Division. I was curious about, because there's not so much documentation on the works, but he's so relevant. What is it that was so special about Agwu George, your father, as far as Bifang and Widikum subdivision is concerned?
All right.
Leadership wise, yes.
Okay. Now we are talking about a man who sacrificed most of his life to help his village. He did numerous projects to help the clan. He raised children from within the village and the clan. He impacted the society. He spoke the truth. He was known for that, and he was seen by many as a role model. This man in question is that man who nurtured and forged me to what I am today. So my values, my image, my looks are a representation of what this man was like.
Of course, it's very indicative of the intentions you also have. He has left some legacies. He spoke some words of wisdom in your ears. You want to continue his legacy. What are some of the key things that, common values that he shared, maybe leadership-wise, with Bifang people, with Widikum, that you think that you really want to continue, and how are you planning to continue his legacy? We know that there is something in place called the Agwu George tournament that is going to come up in this. That's probably one of the things you're also doing to honor his memory. How significant is his legacy, and what are the practical things you're planning to do to honor his memory?
Okay, Mr. Daba George Agwu, unfortunately, left us at a very critical stage in our lives, and he left something memorable. He left his diary, and after going through that diary, I learned a lot. This man had listed over 39 projects and prospects, things he wanted to do for the community. One of those projects was to create proximity within the villagers, was to bring the clans together, was to bring the people of the subdivision together to speak as one person. And he did believe that if the subdivision gets to speak as one person, that way the government will give listening ears. So the Agwu George Memorial Championship or tournament is the first phase of what this man hoped to attain. Fortunately, it's been done for his remembrance.
Yeah, we'll get into the details of this championship. Speaking in one voice, that would mean that people in Widikum subdivision are speaking in different voices. Perhaps for those who are not close to Widikum, they want to have a sense of understanding about the sociological, anthropological entities that make up Widikum as a subdivision. Bringing them together, would it mean having them speak the same language, or having the same vision, development vision, or how does that play out?
Well, this ultimately means that this man had a quest for the people of Widikum subdivision to come together so as to speak at the same, developmental vision in one voice. Because from time immemorial, as a child growing up, I had observed that there were lots of, opinions coming from here and there. So this man in 2013, he stood up and said he is going to get himself involved in the political milieu, because he has seen that all others had failed with respect to what they were expected to have done. But unfortunately, that's where it ended.
We were going to be talking about how they failed and how he envisioned a prosperous Widikum subdivision. I'm interested in you telling the people about, let them understand that you know what you're talking about. What are the different sociological entities of Widikum? We know that you said Bussam is a clan. Which are the other different clans that are found in Widikum subdivision that maybe by virtue of sociological differences, they seem to see themselves as different people, perhaps? And what was the vision that late Agwu George had that you're going to continue, you're hoping to continue?
Okay, if you look at the nature of Widikum, like in general, Widikum is made up of 4 clans. You have Bussam, you have Ambelle, you have Widikum, and then you have Menka. Now, these clans that occupy Widikum kind of dispersed. They are not that close. And so, at some point in time, the Menka people felt neglected. The Ambelle people felt neglected. The Widikum people felt neglected. Even though the subdivision is at the center of Widikum, at some point the Bussam people said, we have also been neglected. So, the vision of this man was to come up with an agenda, a sophisticated agenda, which I believe he had put in place at that time to ensure that all of these clans are inclusive when it has to do with development in the subdivision. Because he had judged that predecessors had failed in bringing the clans together. If you get to Widikum today, there's a lot of disagreements, infighting, quarreling, backbiting, disunity here and there. And I think that one of the ways, I know that one of the ways to honor the legacy of this man is to ensure that his wishes actually prevail.
Let's talk about what is the Agwu George Football and Handball Championship all about? How did you conceive it? And it's going to be taking place sometime maybe in late June. What are the stakes?
Well, just like I said, this tournament was just one of those aspects in the list and engraved in the diary of a man depicting what he wanted to do. And like I said, fortunately, it's coming to celebrate his memorial. As a result of the crisis, Bifang, which is the most populated village in Widikum subdivision, has suffered untold destruction, untold attacks from the invasion of separatist fighters. And so this tournament bearing his name will remind the people of Bifang, even though holding in Bifang, of Bussam as well, because it's news that's going to spread like wildfire, of Widikum, the essence and the passion of a man who stood for peace, who stood for unity, a man who served his people diligently with transparency and probity.
Barrister, holding a championship in Bifang, you reside in Douala. We are beginning to imagine how complex it's going to be. When was the last time you were in Bifang, and how are you planning to hold this championship away from home? We know that the crisis has taken a toll in Bifang, on Bifang and its people. There is some uneasy calm that is returning. How are you planning? How is the preparation going on so far?
Well, just to let you know that 2 weeks ago, I was in Bifang. It's a place I'm not afraid to go to. 3 weeks back, separatist fighters from their camp in Menka invaded Bifang. They kidnapped the youth president. He has been returned to us anyway, so glory to God. They destroyed property, they looted shops. I was in Widikum on that day. And so I went to Bifang and I had to observe the situation. And together with traditional authorities, we came to a compromise that there's a need for the village to be lighted so that in case of any attack, we can see them coming. I am in proximity with the youth president and all the youths of Bifang. They believe in me, they trust me, they see me as a worthy young leader. And so while I'm away, preparations are going on. He's free.
So let's get into the specifics of the Agwu George Football and Handball Championship. What are the modalities? Who can take part in it? When is it going to start? We know 1 million francs is up for grasp for the participating teams. What are the modalities specifics? We want to talk to the different. Is it open to all of the clans in Widikum subdivision, or is it only Bifang? How are they going to register? What should they do, and what do they stand to win? Just be very specific and talk to them from the heart.
All right, Widikum is a very big village. It's my village, is where I come from. There are 12 quarters in Bifang, and so we have 12 teams for the boys and 12 teams for the girls. I have spent a whopping sum of 1.9 million francs to organize this tournament. 1 million francs is the cash prize that will be won by the winners, but to have organized this, I spent 900,000 francs. We have trophies, we have medals of very high quality, and other gifts that have been allocated will be given to best football players, highest goal scorers, best referees, best linemen, and what have you. So the only qualification to take part in this tournament is a registration fee of only 10,000 CFA francs, which will be used as resource to clear the football pitch and do one or two things while waiting for the championship to begin officially.
So now people are asking themselves, people are excited to want to take part in this competition. Have you given a date when it's going to start? And you want to excite them with what does Bifang stand to gain by staging a very successful Agwu Judge Championship? And what does Barrister Daba, what level of satisfaction, how would you say that we succeeded with this? What parameters are you going to use to say that you have succeeded?
Well, we are preparing so hard. We want to give it a show. Once it has to do with Bifang in Widikum subdivision, we are the ones who pull the crowd. If you do your findings during elections, we are known for that. Wherever Bifang is winning, Widikum subdivision is winning. Bifang has never failed, and Bifang is not going to fail this time. The satisfaction that I will get from this, that my faithfully departed father will get from it, and that the entire village, the Fawn, his traditional council, and the youths will get from this is social cohesion and the warmth that this tournament will create within the village during the summer holidays.
If you're just tuning in, this is the Anji podcast, the voice of Momo Division. My name is Anji Anjei. You can call me Wams. We're talking to Daba Kleinaw. I will get the pronunciation. Kleinaw. Oh, Daba Kleinaw Menge. He is a youth leader from Bifang, Widikum subdivision, Momo Division of Cameroon. We are getting to the second segment of this program. You want to get some color nuts and a glass of palm wine to continue the second segment. Barrister, you don't like this title very much, but we're going to use it as often as possible. As a youth leader, many have said you're one of those who has been so critical about current leadership and governance system, especially in Widikum subdivision and Momo Division as a whole. How do you describe the state of infrastructural and socioeconomic development in Bifang, Widikum, and Momo Division as a whole?
Well, Wams, I strongly and enthusiastically believe that the hallmark of a politician or a leader is accountability and selflessness towards the people you are meant to lead and to serve. So I don't want to delve so much into this topic of the socio-economic and the political climate in Widikum, but I would say that Widikum deserves more, Bussam deserves more, Bifang deserves more. The people are suffering, the people are complaining, and it's high time the people do something to enjoy what belongs to them.
Do something. It's high time the people do something. What more can the people do? We're talking about the people that have thrived, have endured 10 years of socio-political crisis. This is a people that that can be described as one of the most resilient. If there's something that's not working well, is there somebody or something that Daba blames for the whatever mediocre development stakes we have in these places, Bifang, Widikum, and Momo Division?
Wams, Cameroon is a country that upholds principles of democracy, but I think that cuts across even through Widikum as a subdivision. So elections will be coming up very soon, probably next year, depending on the decision of stakeholders managing that. I am calling on all the children of Widikum, the energy of Widikum, that is the youth of Widikum, to rise from the ashes of defeat and stand to vote for that person whom they know will serve them. We have been through thick and thin, from the mandates that have been held by different political figures. Everyone in the subdivision would have their confessions, and I bet you it won't be positive. Next year is that time. Next year is the year. I see the flames of fire burning in the hearts of youths. They want change. They yearn for change. They yearn for progress. They yearn for liberation. Gone are those days where we, through naivety, allowed self-centered persons to massage their egos with unaccountability at the detriment of the subdivision. Gone are those days when we kept quiet and shut our mouths because we were void of knowledge, we were void of strength, we were void of someone who could stand at the forefront and say wrong is wrong and right is right. The time has come. Let's gather our flames together and create a fire that will burn so strong, so hot, that would expose the weaknesses of those people, and that will refine he who can be at the forefront to save the interest of the subdivision.
As a surprise, the population of especially the Northeast region have gone past rhetoric, political rhetorics. They call it grammar politics. You want to talk to the hearts of these people that are in Bussam, these people that are in Bifang, all these places in Widikum subdivision. I spoke to two persons. One is called Anjei, is a lady who sells one of the finest palm oil. We know that is coming from that area.
Widikum.
Yes, I spoke to one gentleman called Agwu. Agwu is a bike rider, and I was told that they are still experiencing one of the most miserable roads, farm to market roads, things that are not working. The average person in Widikum is a farmer, depends on subsistence farming to feed your family, send your kids to school. What is that vision that a youth leader in the person of Daba Menge, what are you looking to solve if you're given the chance to?
All right, the people of Widikum are predominantly farmers. Over 90% of the Widikum people, I'm talking about people from all the clans, they are predominantly farmers. Most of those who are invested in the harvesting of palm nuts and the production of palm oil, which is transported and sold all across the country. Some are invested into the cultivation of cocoa and other cash crops such as cocoa yams and plantain and all the like. But believe me, these people are buried in abject poverty. Now, I'll cite just one reason and a solution. You see, there is no price control when it comes to the buying and the selling of palm oil in Widikum. I have had old people come to complain to me. I think I received one in my house in Bamenda. There's one who came to me here only. There's one who came to my office in Bamenda as well. And every time I'm around Widikum, I have old people coming to me to complain. They're speaking the dialect. What can we do about this? We are suffering. How can we go to the farm, spend a week, suffer, and at the end of the day, we sell 35 liters of palm oil for 12,500 or 13,000 CFA francs. That doesn't help us. We are suffering. Can you people do something about price control? Because when buyers come in from out of Widikum, they impose prices on us, and we are forced to accept it because we can't do anything with the oil we produce if we don't have buyers. So the first thing I want to do is to ensure that there's price control. Price control for the sale of oil in Widikum will bring about an increase in the prices and poverty alleviation. The second thing we are looking at, I said just one word, there's a lot burning in my heart. You can't imagine that the quarry through which gravel was extracted for the tarring of the transnational highway actually came from Widikum at Grass Camp. Unfortunately, the roads within the Widikum dam, even the road that leads to the administrative quarters, is an earth road with potholes littered here and there, bumps everywhere. The roads that lead to all these other clans and respective villages are unbearable, they are deplorable. And for you to leave Widikum probably to go to Menka, you are forced to use a bike. And usually, because of the bad roads, we have recorded cases of accidents that have led to the death of many youths. So these are the things that we are looking at. Widikum does not have potable drinking water. Now, can you imagine? At this age and time, there is no water in a place like Widikum. No electricity. People are wallowing all over suffering. People actually drink water from catchments. That is where I drink water from whenever I am in Widikum. So all of these simply reveals to you the kind of administration that we have in Widikum. And the youths are tired. The voices that cry within themselves, the weak, the old are complaining. They needed someone who would be at the forefront. And here am I.
They are crying and they're complaining. Some of those complaints are according to Wams and Momo worldwide, amongst which they are saying that the people of Widikum, Bifang and those areas are saying that at this point, the politics has to be different. They don't care about political parties. They care about the political figure, the man or woman, son of Widikum with a vision that understands the contemporary challenges they are going through. That will come with a message, that will come with action. That is what is more important to them. Now, with the understanding of this, how do you envisage any leadership? Maybe because you're a youth leader, you're aspiring to become a mainstream leader as far as that is concerned, because all of this is politics that's going to bring this solution. The people are saying they don't care about political parties and all of that. They want a leader that understands their plight. There is the ruling civilian party that many think that has done what they are supposed to, that they're able to do. And if you're blaming that things have not worked so far, we should be blaming that party. There is the SDF. There are so many other opposition parties that have also been around for a very long time. Away from political parties, how are you hoping as an individual to meander and bring this solution to the people, irrespective of the political party? Do you think it plays a very central role? Are you of the CPDM? If not of the CPDM, how does that count?
Okay, Wams. Well, prior to my belonging to the CPDM, I have political experience in other parties, and after having read the manifesto and digested the manifesto of the CPDM party in 2015, I decided to join the CPDM party. I've been militating with the CPDM party since 2017, but I've been doing that from not a very close range. I've been observing my steps to ensure that I don't get myself hooked up in anything with consequences, especially given that the crisis was so hot at that time. I strongly and enthusiastically believe that the CPDM party can still provide for the people of Widikum subdivision. I belong to the CPDM party, but you need to know, Wams, that there are many other things that I've been doing and that I'm doing that's not sponsored by the party, that expresses my interest as an individual in the people of Widikum. For instance, I was one of those who led campaigns for the 2025 presidential elections in Widikum. That was on the 5th of October 2025, and we had no place to stay in Widikum. We are actually purging at the administrative quarters with the divisional officer of Widikum, who happens to be a very nice man. Yeah, he's a father figure. So I took it upon myself and said, I'm going to build a hotel in Widikum, and as we speak, a hotel is being erected. A 35 rooms hotel is being erected in Widikum. That's for the Widikum people.
Of course, we shall be visiting it to see how it progresses.
Sure, Wams, and you're going to see it for yourself. It's getting so beautiful and beautiful every day. I spoke with my phone a few days ago, and I told him that there's a need for us to increase the size of our football field, and so I'll be bringing in caterpillars to work on that. Just last month, I engaged in the construction of public toilets in my village, Bifang, and very soon that project will also begin. So these projects are not sponsored by the party, they are sponsored by an individual. Now, what happens when the party comes in? You give more force and more energy to that individual to be able to provide for the people and make the subdivision a comfortable one for all.
If you're just tuning in, this is the Anji podcast, the voice of Momo Division. My name is Anji Anjei. You can call me Wams. We are talking with Daba Menge. He's a legal practitioner, a legal mind, a youth leader from Bifang Widikum subdivision in Momo Division of Cameroon. a lot in view as far as the development of this subdivision is concerned. This is the last segment we're driving into. You may want to call your brothers, call your sisters, and tell them that something new is coming into the subdivision. Barrister, I'll call you that way. This is so interesting because you know that Bengui is the headquarters of Momo Division.
Of course, I do.
I have to say, what if Yaoundé breathes, Cameroon is living. Whatever happens in Bengui has a ripple effect in the other four the others of the 5 subdivisions in Momo Division, Widikum being one of them.
Yeah.
How has politics in Momo Division on the macro level impacted the realities of Widikum as a subdivision? We know that the political circumcision in Momo Division is such that we have Momo West constituency, where that binds Widikum, Ngi, and Jikwa as one, and then we have Momo East, Batibo, and Bengui, and all of that. Historically, people have said the Muna administration, all of that, you know the stories I'm talking about.
Of course,
how has that actually played positively or negatively in the growth and development of Bifang Widikum subdivision, as how you understand it?
Well, Wams, this is a very sensitive question.
Which must be talked about. That's what the people are talking about.
I just want to let you know that irrespective of what had been happening in Momo Division, we now have a leader who's up to task. Now, what am I speaking about? I'm speaking about Her Excellency.
I was going to come to those leaders. I wanted to ask, do you think that Widikum would have been better off if he stood aside as a division or a political entity on its own?
Well, if that's what you're asking, Wams, I'll say yes. Because Widikum is large enough, it has the population for it to be a constituency on its own. Well, I've got stories from here and there that the government or the powers that be and the process of creating, another subdivision within Widikum, that's the Menka subdivision, and if that is exactly what is happening, then it's a very good thing because Menka has over 15 villages. Can you imagine? It's big enough to be a subdivision, and the reason Widikum should be a constituency of its own is also because Menka has become a hub or a hiding place for terrorists. And so if a subdivision comes to...
They choose to call themselves independentists, separatists. Is a word not too extreme.
Oh, well, I call them separatists because I don't know what they are advocating for exactly. As a lawyer, we base everything on the law. As I was saying, that Menka has become a hub for them. It has become their hiding place. And so if a subdivision is given to Menka, it means that an administrative post will also go there. It means that the forces of law and order will also be there. And that is the exact way that has to be used to eradicate the existence and the presence of these guys threatening lives.
So, talking about Momo Division, the head of civilian politics in Momo Division, you are about talking about her. Okay. She has an impression of you, which I will not tell you, but I want to find out what you think of this woman, Her Excellency Justice Mba Ajaro's Nefomunda.
Well, Wams, I have met Her Excellency on several occasions in meetings chaired by her. I have followed her to Batibo once, when we had to inaugurate a market. I'm not that close to her. I only know her from afar. But we call her the Queen Mother of Momo Division. We also know her as the God-fearing minister. You see? And in addition to what I just said, I have gathered information from her closest collaborators who are senators, MPs, section presidents, and they have revealed the same thing. They say she's a very nice, down-to-earth person and simple to approach. Hopefully someday I will have time to sit with her if I'm given such an opportunity.
Yes, that's being hopeful. Let's talk about Senator Emil Francis, who is from Widikum, who is a senator whom some people think that, as far as your party is concerned, has a rival camp that is rivaling that of Her Excellency Mba Ajaro's.
Well, Wams, you see, The party CPDM is a party that is so organized. It's organized in such a way that you cannot skip hierarchy, right? Our Excellency Justice Acha Rose is the permanent divisional delegate of the CPDM party for Momo Division. As such, she is at the helm. Every other person is a subordinate to her as far as the party is concerned.
What do you know about Senator Anjei Francis? How close are you to? And what do you think, how great or mediocre is he with what he's doing in Widikum?
Well, Senator Anjei Francis is from my family in the village, and I've known him for a very long time. Well, we are not that close anymore because he's a top official. We get to meet in meetings, and my job as a junior in the party is to observe, follow instructions, and do what I'm asked to do. So that's how close I am with Senator Anjei Francis.
This man, Honorable Awuta Philip, who is Member of Parliament for Momo West constituency that covers Widikum subdivision. Some say he has performed well, others say that he's all over the place and nowhere. That's what some people say. What's your relationship with him, and how do you rate his performance so far?
Well, Wams, Honorable Awuta Philip Atuba is my senior in the legal field. I also know him as a member of parliament. I followed him to occasions that he had to chair as a member of parliament. And I just think everyone is trying to do their best. If I were Her Excellency who chairs the whole of Momo as far as the party is concerned, then I'll probably make a judgment on his performance as MP.
The mayor of the Widikum Buffet Council, a lot has been said about him. We know that he took over the council within the dispensation of the Anglophone crisis. Some have been critical about his performance, some think that he has performed well. What's your relationship with the mayor of the Widikum Buffet Council, and what's your take about his management governance as far as the municipality is concerned?
Well, Wams, the mayor of Widikum Buffet Council, I think it's under Stanislas. Some of us are curious, trying to understand how his administration functions. That's all I can say for now.
So we are trying to understand how his administration functions.
That's all I can say.
Okay. Many people read meaning into that. We shall be getting to find out their reactions as far as that is concerned. You seem to have a very close relationship with most of the section presidents of the different sections that are in Momo Division. Let's start with your section, Mr. Agwu Stephen.
All right, Mr. Agwu Stephen Dambo, the section president for the CPDM party for Widikum subdivision, is a man I've known for a very long time. He used to be my late dad's very good friend. Well, as a militant of the party, it's only natural that I should gravitate towards the kingmaker of the party within the subdivision. Setting that aside, I see and I judge Mr. Agwu Stephen to be a father figure. I've seen the way he treats his militants. If you doubt me, you can do your findings. He's caring, he supports, he gives advice, and most importantly, he gives direction.
Okay. Ojambeng Stephen, in this subdivision, I was told you're very close with him, you know him personally.
Well, President Ojambeng, as I always call him, is a nice person to me. It's a grand friend that I get to talk to from time to time. You know, these are people with a host of experiences. He's not just a section president, but he is also a member of the National Assembly. So, in my opinion, people like him are an embodiment of experiences that young politicians like us should learn from. From time to time, we get to talk and ask him questions. Sometimes you tell me, you do this, you do that, you don't do this, don't do that. And finally, before you say President Ringo, President Ringo is a very nice person. I have a lot of respect for him. He has his ways, but we get to chat. He's like a father to me, even though we are not from the same subdivision. But I think that the same treatment he gives me, he gives the militants of his subdivision.
That is quite interesting. There's so many other questions we could talk about. The list is inexhaustible. Let's look at your relationship with the youths of Bifang, Widikum. You seem to have this kind of connection with them that goes beyond your political circumference. You get to relate and support the youths when necessary. I did my findings. I spoke with a couple of them. How far are you ready to go as far as this kind of? Because it's one thing to say that I want to stand and speak for the youth, I want to represent the youth. It's another thing to actually take concrete action to, you may not have all, but the little you have, understanding them, first of all, is more important. What are some of the youth engagement activities? Have you been engaging with the youth of Bifang and Widikum as a whole at every level, both at home and away from home?
All right, Wams. I'll start by saying that, let's begin with Bifang. I've been the president of Bifang Students Association for close to 5 years. My mandate, if you check, was kind of exceptional. And I've also been the president of the Bussam Students Association. You know, that's where everything begins. And that was how I got close to them. And they themselves also got close to me. That's how we invested in one another. As far as youths in Widikum and other areas are concerned, I've been away from Widikum for like 5 years. That was after my dad's demise, and I really had to stay away for some time for personal reasons, because I was angry, let me put it that way. And at some point in time, I realized that I had left people who trusted and looked up to me. I had to return. So for many years, the youths of Widikum in general, the youths of Bussam in particular, and those of Bifang have been eager to have me back, to have someone who stands for what he says and does what he promises.
Your support has gone beyond Bifang and Widikum. You're talking about the youths. I'm one of them, and initiatives like Momo Worldwide Media, the podcast, and the newspaper, and all of what we're doing is part of the solutions we think that Momo Division actually needs. We need that eye that is watching the government action, watching individual action, initiatives, and also ensuring that governance goes as it's supposed to be. As an individual, what's your appraisal of this initiative of Momo Wide and the Anji podcast and all those who are also shedding light on what is going on in Momo Division as a whole? Because people believe that a lot has gone wrong because people have been kept in the dark. Things have been going on. We don't have references, we don't have role models because people have not spotlighted the good side of Momo Division. Moving forward, would you want to see Momo Division, Momo Worldwide, and all the initiatives like this move forward? What is the encouragement you think people should, what level of support you think people should consider giving this initiative?
Well, you know, the first time I came across your tabloids, I was amazed. Like, I was elated with excitement, seeing that it is a young person, you know, a youth like me, who is, you know, who engendered such a vision. As a clergy man that I am, where there's no light, there's darkness. And many things have gone wrong, specifically in Widikum, because the people were kept in the dark. Initiatives like Momo Worldwide should be supported. Initiatives like Momo Worldwide should really be supported. I'm saying this for the second time, or repeating it, because it's an initiative that will bring light, or that has brought light already and is shining bright day by day. Without Momo Worldwide, we will not be here. So I'm calling on all the youths, and I'm calling on all and sundry to put their hands together and support this initiative that is meant to foster the interest of the people of Momo Division.
We know that you're a very modest person, but you have a good taste of the best things in life. We know you have cultural values that your father transmitted to you. Which music are you listening to? What Momo delicacies have you been eating to be looking this healthy? And you heard news of the demise of one of the legends as far as art culture is concerned in Momo Division, Ambelle, who passed away. What did that mean to you? And Are there some musical talents, artistic talents in Momo Division that you think you know about, that you think that need to be encouraged and supported?
You know, Wams, you have reminded me of something that I thought I had let go some time now. Before the legendary Abumba passed, we were together. I think I have pictures with him on my phone. We were together at HIPS, HIPS, the only international business school. During the inauguration, we were there, we drank, we spoke. And a few months after, I learned of his demise. I was wrecked. I felt terrible because I told him that I wanted him to do a song for me. So when contributions were going on, I was out of the country at that time. I sent mine through the section president. I could not make it to where he was buried. But I think that whenever we notice a musical talent, we need to give it our full support. I have seen some from Widikum, but I will ask them to assemble themselves so that we see how we can assist them. Actually, there are two already that I'm assisting. I give them tips from time to time, but at some point in time I felt like that's really not the proper way. I think we can help them do a proper song, you know, or maybe take them to the studio, something of that sort. So thank you for reminding me on these ones. I think we'll work on it.
So you want to tell us about the Momo delicacies that you are on, and what you're listening to, like music? People want to know the social part of the youth leader.
Okay, I listen to a lot of traditional songs from Momo. I think I don't know whether you know this guy, Paul Solo. If you have heard of Paul Solo, he's from Bussam. He's from Eka, called the village Eka. He has very good songs. I think he even sang a song for Honorable Agwu. Like in those days when he just joined Parliament, you know, all of us were really happy. I listened to, I don't know how it's called, Akati from you, you know, and many others. But I used to listen to a lot of Abumba songs. Yes. And as far as delicacies are concerned, if you've ever heard of Nantari, oh yes, there's Iba from Widikum, and the story Kuku, as it is fondly called. So I consume a lot of that. There's this lady at Abu Tokyo. They call her Abu Tokyo. Every time I go there is to eat tonic kuku. After eating some tonic kuku, I just get like a bottle of beer for myself, and I'm good for the day.
Of course, we are so glad to have come for this conversation. We are hoping that it's going to be edifying. This is your cue. You have 45 seconds to talk to the minds of the average Momo youth, the average Widikum youth, and the average Bifang youth out there. This is the camera. You want to watch them and talk to them.
To the youths of Bifang, Bussam, Widikum subdivision, you all know what we have been through. We have fought, and we are about to win. This is the time for us to come together, to put ourselves together as one and fight this battle. What is this battle all about? Of removing anyone, anything, or any group that has stood against the interest of our subdivision. This is the time for us to set aside our differences. Forget about those camps where we belong, where we are being tutored to hate one another. This is the time for us to unite as one voice, the voice of change. I know that's all you want, and we can do it together. By this, I'm calling on you all to get yourself massively registered on the electoral registers, so that on that day, that fateful day, we are going to vote for justice. We are going to vote for accountability. we are going to vote for transparency. The leader of your choice will emerge, and that leader will be a youth. Someone tailored with a mind uniquely to serve you and to disenclave the subdivision. Thank you.
You've spoken in parables. Those who have ears and eyes, they have seen and heard. Barrister, it was a pleasure to come and have this conversation. Of course, it's always going to be continual. We have a lot to talk and a lot to do in fixing.
Sure.
Yes, it's always a pleasure. Of course, we want to thank you for taking our time to watch this conversation. Tell us in the comment section which Momo elite, which Widikum, which Bengwe, which Batibo, which Ngi elite or youth leader, whichever leader in every right you want us to talk to, and tell us what your interest as far as this is concerned. On these tags, on these contacts, if you want to reach out to Momo Worldwide with any leaks, any information that you want to share with us, any ideas as far as the progress of Momo Division and all its entities are concerned, it is on this contact. Thank you for watching. Anji Anjei. You can call me Wams. Wazuno.
Oh, we want enter Momo, oh, we want enter Momo.